jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Well, I absolutely had to get that off. Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone that's in the building. This ain't going to be too long, but you know how it is. I couldn't let it ride. I couldn't let it ride without, jumping on here. Giving my summation on what I was able to be a part of. First of all, big shout out to the supporters as always. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I really mean it. Thanks for y'all support. Each and every live. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I'm truly grateful that you tune in and listen to the channel. So for those of you that may not know, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, hailing out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 42 victories, 2 defeats, 41 by way of knockout. He is currently sitting at 2 losses because he chose to have a trilogy with another top heavyweight in the sport of boxing. Nobody else was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Their first fight was a draw. And then the second fight, he was stopped via TKO. And then the third fight, he was knocked out. But with that said, you're talking about a bronze Olympian. And you're talking about a guy who started boxing at age 20, y'all. Start boxing at age 20. With that, he was able to work his way up the ladder and win the Olympic bronze. Not only that, he reigned for over 5 years as WBC heavyweight champion. A lot of individuals will not admit, if they don't support Wilder, they won't admit that when he was on deck, active as a fighter, he was a conversation, man. Everybody was talking about whether it was good or bad. Somebody was having a conversation about Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it was. Everybody was having a conversation. Now the heavyweight division has become an abandoned cave. We know there's life in it. We just don't know where the life is at. Like when Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder was, pinning another fight. Shit, no one can stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, whether it was good or bad, it was somebody somewhere doing a live when Deontay Wilder was an active fighter. Unfortunate for him, with his greatness, right? People didn't see it as such, and they pretty much, had, this behavior rather, where they wanted to, speak derogatory or have negative criticism about him. Not too much constructive, even though he possessed an innate God gifted ability to have power, his right hand, and to be able to amass the amount of wins that he did over his boxing career. Well, I speak of that like it's in the past. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? He is definitely returning back to the ring, like I said. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, it was an honor to be a part of you know, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, paying homage to the champ. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit under the weather right now. I don't know what's going on, but they decided to honor the champ, pay homage. Now, I don't know if y'all look at it like I do. I wasn't able to get a hold of Muhammad Ali at all. I wasn't able to lens the moment with him. I wasn't able to get any type of interaction with Muhammad Ali. It would have been great too. But in my lifetime, that Muhammad Ali, would be Deontay Wilder. That's the Muhammad Ali I was able to interact with as far as media goes, see him on several occasions, witness him competing, winning the world championship, and just seeing his journey throughout, his period of reigning. Especially when he couldn't be stopped. Like he was just stopping dudes, you know what I'm saying, left and right. But one thing we can say about Deontay Wilder is that he had mad heart. He had a big enough heart to say, you know what, I want to go through arbitration, get in court to make sure I get this third fight. I want to go back in there for that third fight. They're not going to just walk over me and forget about me as if, I'm nobody. I'm going to court for this. It's not going to be no Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua undisputed. No matter what anybody's saying, they can't do shit. I'm in court. It's contractually binding, and we're going to see that they uphold that part. And he did. It's a lot of intricate details as a man that bled over to him being a boxer for the decisions he made as a boxer. Because as a man, you have to be really defining. When you look in the mirror, you have to have that defining moment to say, you know what? This is something I want to do. My courage is there. I'm good. I'm not second guessing myself. That's pretty much what he did as a man that said, I want to step back in there with Tyson Fury. And when I talk about punishment, I used to ask people, I say, so do you think he should get a trilogy? Should go take that trilogy? And nobody had the same answer. I'm thinking, he took the punishment, but he's tough. He's tougher than most people think. So I'm assuming that, well, he should go back in there because, he need to have that opportunity to get his WBC belt back. That's all I want to see. Cause I know, what I'm saying? He's a tough individual. He's not second guessing himself. He got heart, courageous, what I'm saying? Mad confidence. And, he believed in his power. He went back in there in a trilogy. Everything he has said, everything he potentially worked on with his trainer, it was time for him to put it on display. And both individuals, man, was down more than once. They was down multiple times in that trilogy. You just sit back and think sometimes, you say, damn, man, I really didn't freaking pay attention, especially on this YTC. I'm not talking for me. I'm talking about some people say, damn, I really didn't pay attention to what he had going on. Because a lot of people that dislike Deontay Wilder supported Tyson Fury, just disliked Deontay Wilder. They didn't give a damn about Tyson Fury most of the time either. But Deontay Wilder was doing some greatness. He was performing. He was putting together his legacy of greatness. And one of those greatness is something that we don't see often in boxing. And that is the best fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? We don't often see the best fight the best. Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua won the best fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua wasn't the best fighting the best. He's not even really established. He's established now as a unified champion, but he has to defend those titles too. Deontay Wilder has defended his titles several times over. You know what I'm saying? So a lot that he did well that people, they didn't really catalog it the right way. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really put it in their archives with the special documents, the ones that's priority when it comes to boxing, because there's not too many heavyweights at all that you can look at in this era and say, you know what, let me pick that name out the archives. Let me pick that name out the archives. It's not. It's not. At one point in time, the U.S. was hurting so bad that the Klitschko brothers was freaking doing their thing, man. We didn't have nobody to really give them any competition. You know what I'm saying? To have that rivalry like Deontay Wilder had with Tyson Fury. And then we all seen, right? We all seen what happened when Dillian White finally stepped up. Dillian White was no Deontay Wilder. He didn't even come close, bro. So we got to commend the champ. It was an honor being being a part, being there in attendance at that ceremony. But to understand that this man has a statue of himself where he was born. You know what I'm saying? He has a statue of himself where he was born. As a world champion. I don't think a lot of people really pay it any mind right now the way they supposed to. It is some out there, but you have a statue of yourself in your hometown, a legitimate statue that was made, that's sitting there. When people drive by, they see that statue. Like, who is that statue of? You know what I'm saying? That shit's wild. Like, I was absolutely elated that they finally gave that man, his credits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know a lot of people say flowers, but gave him his credits. The credits is, your accomplishments, which you've been able to achieve in your career. You know what I'm saying? What happened between you turning professional to this point? A lot. And they gave him his credits, man. And they paid the man homage. He had his wife, his kids. Everybody was in attendance, his team. JD's, of course. The JD's the day one when he walked in the gym. The day one when Deontay walked in the gym. The Mac in the building. What's good with it? Salute to you. Sir Senior, what's good? Salute at WCS. Salute to you, my brother. Velocity, what's good? 3.5. 3.5. I drove up this morning. I just got back. Wallace, your LA. Come back. I wouldn't go that far. Well, who's gonna be my Ali, Velocity? You need to think outside of what you feel about the champ. I say he's my Ali of this era. I didn't say he is Muhammad Ali. He's Deontay Wilder. Muhammad Ali and Deontay Wilder is two different fighters, bro. He's my Ali of this era because he was the one that was, he was the dominant force in the ring. You can't deny he reigned for over 5 years, and you can't deny how many times when he went in for his 11th title defense. He's in the company of Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying, with title defenses. I don't really know what people mean. Come on. I can't resurrect Muhammad Ali. I don't know him. I don't know Wilder. But I know of him. I was able to cover him. I was able to interview him, and that's about it. I never received an interview or was able to interview Muhammad Ali. Nor was it somebody that I had a connection with. Like, okay, I'm totally able to have access to this boxer. I never had access to Muhammad Ali when he was living. So when I say he's my Ali of this era, that's what I mean. Tyson Fury is not my Ali. That's UK Ali or whatever, whoever want to claim him. Shout out to Deion Washington in the building, man. Shout out to my dog, man. Thanks for snapping that shot. Me and Deontay at his statue. I appreciate that, big dog, for real. Deion a solid cat, man, always staying on code. Appreciate you, brother, for pulling up. A great day today, Scotty. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it was good to see you there supporting, because you known him longer than most. You know Deontay Wilder longer than most, man. You know what I'm saying? And, shout out to Deion Washington being able to see somebody else, that was in his local footprint, grow up to be this championship boxer and do great things when he was reigning. Now he's deciding, he's made it official that he's not finished with his journey. That's pretty much what I said before. I pretty much knew for a fact he was coming back. I didn't have to get anybody from the team to tell me that. I knew he was coming back. You much older. Everybody have different walks of life. I just knew what he experienced with Fury, and what they were saying. He tried to bury the man alive, and they wanted back in blood. I truly believe they did want it back in blood, and they went to battle for that blood. It didn't work out their way, but they went to battle for the blood. So for him to have 2 losses on his record by his nemesis, someone who he truly didn't want to shake his hand. He still felt some way about Tyson Fury in defeat, that he cheated. So therefore, he had to come back to the sport. He don't have to face Tyson Fury, but he has to face somebody. He's going to face somebody. Somebody's going to be the victim. Who can that be? Dillian White? I would definitely like to see Dillian White step in there. You know what I'm saying? The Jorge Linares of heavyweight. Yeah, I'd definitely like to see him. You know what I'm saying? Because all his losses are stoppages. Yeah, they need to make that fight. Real talk. They need to make that fight. And whoever else up there for heavyweight, I'm not going to get into the heavyweight. It was more so today to salute the champ for those individuals in his hometown of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to pay homage to him. To honor him in that way of putting a statue out there. Like, check this out. Where are the other statues? That's my question. Where's the other statues? If it's not such a big deal, why is he in company of his own? Like, when I walked out there, his statue was out there by itself. Where was all the other statues? If it's not a group of them, then he holds solo. He holds that accolade solo. You know what I'm saying? That's an individual reward. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be there for life. And then it's up to somebody else over there in Tuscaloosa to be great and someday get their statue up there with the bronze bomber. But you're talking about an Olympian and a professional. You're talking about an Olympic champion and a professional world champion. I mean, that's a big deal. Not just any champion. Not just, okay, win the belt and then, you don't have a chance to defend it. He defended it 10 successful times, y'all. Mo Boxing in the building. What's good with it? Salute WCS. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? What's good? Wild and Andre Ward are role models. Salute P. What you mean he's immortal? I mean, look, if you don't know what it's like for somebody to build a statue, and that statue looked just like him, for somebody to build you a statue, dog, a statue of yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit different. Like, you take a Polaroid back in the day, you had to flip that motherfucker in the heat until it down, the exposure come out. At the end of the day, you see pictures and shit all the time. Fighters see pictures of them all the time floating around social media. But when you see your statue in your hometown, dog, I mean that's a whole nother level of special. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to competing in the sport, where you recognize, where you get a bronze statue where you live, one that people respect. It was a packed house today. You know what I'm saying? They came out there to support the local champ, and it's a big deal, man. I'm happy I was living to be able to see that with the heavyweight champ. I'm glad I was alive to see that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what I saw with Muhammad Ali coming up, it was just fast paced. I watched him coming up too. It was just fast paced. Plus, I had service to do, at that point in time. So I really couldn't do what I'm doing now. Hell no. Not in the military, having duties and shit like that. But Deontay Wilder, man, it's always been a pleasure covering you, you know, from one soldier to another. You had one of those journeys, man, to be talked about for a lifetime. And it was a pleasure seeing you get your statue out there in your hometown, for them to finally, pay you that respect and honor you with your own, effigy. That's big. That's big. And of course, he gave Bomb Squad. He let the fans know that ain't went nowhere. So he gave Bomb Squad, had all his kids there. That's the first time I seen, his entire family together. That's the first time. Most of the time, a boxer, they at boxing matches, they're not gonna bring the whole family. But of course, this was a special occasion. His whole entire family came out. You know what I'm saying, for the pick. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably all over the newspaper over there in Tuscaloosa. You know what I'm saying? Probably tomorrow. So y'all be sure to check out that. I posted the full ceremony. I posted it the video. I filmed it too. I posted it on my YouTube. So y'all can see start to finish. Y'all can hear Deontay Wilder's speech and ain't no interruptions. This was on the pod. I set my other camera up on the pod, so it ain't no moving around. I posted a couple of videos on IG with my phone just so I can get the traffic out there. But yeah, that full video is out there, man. You know what I'm saying? It was great. It was great. It was great to be a part in attendance in the building for that shit. King Mitch on deck with it. What's good? Come back. What up? Statues forever. Immortal status. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Looking forward to Devin Haney's statue in Australia after he beats Cambozo. Shouts to Wilder and his entire team and family. Good luck. Good look for the city of Tuscaloosa and the state of Alabama. Yeah, man, what's wild about Alabama, they having more boxing than we are down here in Atlanta. And they have more boxing cards going on because they have a promoter. I know Brandy puts on a show all the time, man. At 116 boxing promotion. She puts on shows all the time. But I'm not saying they don't have shows down here. All I'm saying is we can do better. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people talking about Evander Holyfield. They always talk, Evander Holyfield. Well, Evander Holyfield wasn't from here, though. He wasn't from here. But he did reside down here a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you. Where's his statue? Have they made a statue of Evander Holyfield yet? I might be clueless. Somebody educate me. Did they unveil a statue of Evander Holyfield? He's been retired. Where's that at? I'm just curious. Where's the Evander Holyfield statue? Did they unveil that down here in GA and I was out of town or something? I just don't see it. There might be one down here though, but they should. Evander Holyfield deserves to have a statue. If it's in Alabama or freaking Georgia, I don't know, bro. But he did some amazing things while he was competing. But tonight, man, it's all about Deontay Wilder. You know, the Bronze Bomb Squad. Um, I can't salute him enough, man. You know, it felt privileged to even, be a part of that ceremony and get the picture with him with his statue. Driving 3.5 hours up there, it felt all worth it. To be able to take the stills, be able to hear his speech. To see the people support him, clap it up for him. Family members there, and Deontay gave an amazing speech. I'm telling you, I remember when people used to talk about, the way he used to talk and carry on, but he gave an amazing speech today. Like, when you get older, maturity comes and everything. You learn a lot more. People learn how to talk in front of the camera a bit better and all that. But he gave an amazing speech, man. Real talk. And, he had some politicians out there. I forgot the guy's name who actually made the statue, but he did a damn good job with that statue. He did an amazing job with that. Real talk. It actually looks like Deontay Wilder too. You know what I'm saying? But that right there, you can actually punch it, and you don't have to worry about goddamn going to sleep afterwards. But you better do that shit when nobody around. See, that's what a lot of people in Tuscaloosa gonna try to do though. They're gonna try to wait till nobody around, then walk up to the statue and goddamn, get their licks in and shit. And they might fuck around. Deontay be over there. Nah, don't hit the statue. I'm right here. Don't hit the statue. I got you. Let me walk up. Give me a minute. No, champ, we good. No, I see you trying to release some energy. Let me help you out. No, we good, champ. I'm serious. Hey, I'll holler at you though. I get at you. Motherfucker disappeared to the night. No, champ, I get at you though. You keep doing your thing, champ. Welcome back. So the talk about him returning to the ring. I don't know exactly when. Of course, Deontay didn't give a date, but shout out to Shelly Finkel. He was in the building too. He said the journey not over, so all of us is curious about a date and also the opponent. There's so many opponents out there for him. You know what I'm saying? I really would like for him to fight Joshua or Dillian White. I already know Joshua is tied in to Alexander Usyk, but still, it'll be good for him to face Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, something like that. Shout out to Alabama here. Huntsville is the best place to live. Okay. Holyfield statue appears somewhere. Rick Ross property. He used to be owned by the champ. Damn, man. Man, y'all gonna respect Evander Real Deal Holyfield, man. He wasn't no joke, dog. Mitch, you gotta tighten up, bro. Caleb O'Connor was a sculptor. Shout out to Caleb O'Connor, man. Shout out to Caleb O'Connor. He was the sculptor of that statue. When you talk about look just like the champ, it can't get no closer than that, man. It can't get no closer than that. It's a full-size statue. You know what I'm saying? It's a full-size statue. Deontay is what, 6'7", something like that. The statue is just a little bit taller than him, probably like 6'8". I think 6'8", 6'9", or something like that. But shout out to Caleb O'Connor, man, with the hands. The creative. You know what I'm saying? Who's behind creating that? He did an outstanding job, man. Outstanding job. Jay Grant in the building. What's good? The statue have many security cameras on it. They just don't know. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's good. I hope it's there and people respect it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping. They'd be sad attacking a statue. Yeah, but it happens. It seems to happen more often now. And it's not even that people have a problem with who the statue is in remembrance of. It's just they just want to go out here and damage property, vandalize people's property. That's all. Wilder versus Otto. I, you know, Otto's not a bad fight. He fought Dominique Brazil, and it was a boring, long, drawn out fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I know he fought Tyson Fury and gave him a pretty good go. That's not something that's bad. It's not a bad matchup. He's just not, he just don't give you that spark. But I guess when you stepping in there with the bronze bomber, man, you're gonna have um the yes or no. Yes, you're gonna show up, or no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have that. You're gonna show up or not, because he's gonna get it out you one way or the other. I just think a lot of boxing fans just want to see Deontay come back to the ring. Period. They want to see him come back to the ring, get in training. One thing about him, he ain't overweight. One thing about, I think he's been training. He's been doing something. Dude is in shape. Real talk. You can't, the clothes he wears. You can't sit up here and fake that. You can't sit up here and fake, being overweight with the wardrobe that he wears. You can't. You just can't do it, man. So he's in shape. I don't know if he's in fight shape, but as far as his weight control, yeah, he's in shape. Oscar has a statue at the Staples Center, now known as crypto.com. Yeah, man. That's a good place to have it too. Wilder versus Zhang in China is big money. Yeah, I'm not against that. Him going over across, going overseas and making that overseas money. Why not? He's making money now. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Wilder is a fighter who's earned his pay. So he makes, he's good with the money. He's made millions. Like I said, I don't get in the pockets, but he made very well from that trilogy with Tyson Fury and in his career, period. Holyfield really, as a warrior, he should have never got his old ass in with Belfort juiced up as. Yeah, that's true. Belfort was absolutely on something. Belfort was absolutely on something. You know, but one thing we say about Deontay, man, we can never say that that's even a part of the conversation when it comes to his career, him competing. We ain't never had this conversation to think that he was on anything. The only shit he had was ammunition, and it should have been something that he was able to compete with in the ring, because that right hand was just brutal. Hey, shout out to Pac-Man ATL in the building, man. Salute to you. I saw you down there in Tuscaloosa, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Tay's part of the team. Team was out in full force. Team Bomb Squad. You know what I'm saying? Joey Scott was on deck too. I haven't seen Joey since Vegas, really. You know what I'm saying? So the team was all there. Malik Scott was on deck. Coach Cuz, Willie, everybody was on deck. Dion, shout out to Dion, the equalizer Nicholson, he came through. You know what I'm saying? He pulled up with his kids to show respect and everything. Yeah, man, they was in full attendance out there in Tuscaloosa, man. Real talk. That's what it's supposed to be. Support, love, respect. I can see Wilder against Konoski next. I look at it this way, Mo, when it comes to Konoski. I don't know why Konoski would take a fight with Deontay Wilder, who sparred Robert Helenius. If Deontay Wilder sparred Robert Helenius, that's a bad matchup, because Robert Helenius is just as tall as Deontay Wilder. He doesn't have the knockout power, but Robert Helenius is had this eccentric type style, this unorthodox type style. So that gave Konoski problems twice. It'll be suicide for Konoski, Andy Kanaki, to face Deontay Wilder. It'll be suicide, dog. If Robert Helenius stopped him, I mean, what blind fury do you think Deontay Wilder is going to give this man? It's not going to be pretty, bro. It's not going to be pretty. And I like Andy. And you know what's crazy about it? Andy is a little bit taller than me. I'm thinking this dude short and chubby. I'm like, shit, this man taller than me. G5 Gabe in the building. Salute to you. What's good at World Combat Sports in the chat? What's good, G5? How you feeling, bro? Wilder can get money versus a plethora of fighters. No need to go all the way to China. Well, right now in his career now, you have to look at it. The man has 42 victories, and he's pretty much fought the best heavyweight 3 times already. It was him and Tyson Fury. So he pretty much, if he's gonna go overseas, why not get paid for it? Have them come out the pocket. Because when it's different when you have 2 losses by the same heavyweight, and that's considered the number one heavyweight in the sport. So it's not gonna be a knock on Deontay Wilder if he goes overseas and collect that check. Go over there, knock out Zhang, and return back to the sports with a heavier bank account. Why not? He's did everything he can do over here. I mean, after what Andy Ruiz went through with Chris Arreola, do we truly want to see Andy Ruiz in there with him? I'm not saying that he's going to fight the same fight. Do we want to see Joseph Parker? You know what I'm saying? Who do we want to see? We definitely want to see Charles Martin. Charles Martin lost to a common opponent Deontay Wilder beat twice. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the funky chicken. That's after he had Luis Ortiz doing the ramen noodle stanky leg with extra goddamn sauce. But like I said, the heavyweight divisions haven't been the same since Deontay left. But when he returns now, he does have, they still got that man ranked number 1. So he has Wall Street in the game. People have to understand he has Wall Street, man. His values went up. All from fighting Tyson Fury, man. Whether people want to respect it or not, they have to. They have to respect the fact on what he did. The man took extensive punishment for 2 straight fights, man. You're not going to have him come back to the sport and say, you know what? It's a heavyweight down there in Iowa I think we want you to take a look at. Yeah, he's 4-2. No, that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. He's gonna be given somebody, that's at the top. Somebody, some way is gonna get that fight. We don't know who it is. Mo Boxing, White need to wake up from that uppercut he barely got hit with. I thought, White was hurt, but I did think Tyson Fury pushed him down. Any other fighter would have pushed someone down. The referee would have waved it off and had them continue to fight. But he hurt Dillian White and he pushed him. He blatantly pushed him. And they just waved off the fight because Dillian couldn't get out. Now, who am I? I'm not advocating for no Dillian White. I'm just telling you what I seen. I'm just telling you what I seen. What I seen that night. I seen him hurt him. I seen goofy ass Dillian get pushed, and then the ref called the fight, man. It's just no respect. Look, when it comes to the heavyweight division, Dillian White is the Rodney Dangerfield of the heavyweight division. Real talk. He gets his opportunity after talking all this shit about Wilder. Then he gets his opportunity to fight for a belt. He does minimal press promo. Then show up for the first one. And then finally when he shows up for the face-off, Dillian White is wearing black gloves like he's a debt collector. Like he's a goddamn UK hitman. You know what I'm saying? What was going on with that? Like wearing black gloves and all the other shit, because you're not gonna wear those same black gloves when you damn wrap up. And when you put those gloves on, 3 of his losses are all stoppages. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin, and Tyson Fury. All of them. So why not Deontay Wilder? You know what I'm saying? Deontay, go back, come back and fight Dillian White. That's long overdue. Give him his fourth knockout so you can go do bigger and better things, and pick another name out there. You know what I'm saying? Isn't Daniel Dubois about to fight Trevor Bryant? Trevor has a WBA regular title. I was gonna say go over there and swell up his eye again like Joe Joyce did. He's looking for it. Wilder versus FA. Listen, as much as at one point in time, look, I try to tell people, they was talking about the African strong. The African strong. I say, yes, FA is strong. Okay, FA is strong. But FA is very flat footed and he does a lot of watching. Okay. I don't know about you, but in his service they had this unit called EOD. You know what I'm saying? And EOD dealt with ordnance, disarming ordnance. All right. Explosive Ordnance Division. I tell you all the time how I was talking with one of my comrades going through this test site that they had set up with all these booby traps and stuff. And he ended up getting blown up 2 days later. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never left my mind. But the reason why I'm putting that out there is that a lot of people think the FA job of fighting Deontay Wilder would be fireworks. But FA has already been exposed. Not by Frank Sanchez, but he got exposed by a C-level fighter. He got exposed, man. I always told people, man, y'all just looking at him, being this African behemoth, but yet he hasn't been tested. Time he gets tested, he's done. Now, I'm not saying he's done with boxing. I'm just saying he takes the L. I believe Wilder stops FA Jobber in 3 or 4 rounds. 3 or 4 rounds, man. Because if Wilder chooses not to move and stand there and trade with FA Jobber, he'll knock him out. Because, FA has to, bird watch a lot. Like he watches for him to land that power shot. I mean, when you want to talk about somebody who really hasn't shown that he can punch on the move and still kind of, inflicts his opponent with that power, that's FA Jobber, man. I don't know who's teaching. Well, I ain't gonna go that far. I do know who's teaching him, but he needs to do better. That's all I'm saying. White State getting his ass knocked out. All the dumbass fighting after the bell shit. White would never be champ. Yeah, White's a different type of dude, man. Sanchez beat FA easy. There's no money in Ajagba. Nothing to gain from. It's no money in him. Real talk. There's really no money. And it's not really an effort from the fans to see him. They're not calling for no Deontay Wilder FA Ajagba. They're not. They're not calling for that fight. You have to, the status for which Deontay's in right now. He come back to the sport. Of course, he want to select someone that he feels comfortable coming off, the hiatus or whatever. It's still some big names out there. Of course, Anthony Joshua's tied up with Usyk. That'll be a good fight, real good fight. If Joshua, was to win those titles back from Usyk, and Wilder had an opportunity to fight for the unified titles, that'll be sick. That shit would be sick. I bet people are not going to be talking stupid, about Wilder like they did the first time when they was trying to fight. Because when you talk about somebody who's been in there and basically separated themselves with the competition, that he was able to split the ropes and compete, even though it was a losing effort, that's something that Joshua didn't do. Joshua was defeated by people who came out of the blue, who wasn't supposed to get that result. Andy Ruiz wasn't supposed to get that result, but he did. Alexander Usyk, no one after Chase Witherspoon and Derek Chisora thought Alexander Usyk was going to do what he did and have the performance he did against Anthony Joshua, but he did. So if Anthony Joshua was able to get these belts from Usyk, that'd be a good fight for the champ to fight for the unified titles, man. In the UK will be great at Wembley. That should be great. I mean, that's if Look, man, he's fought through the sabotage, dog. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much more that he's gonna be optimistic about anymore. When you go through the shit he went through, I mean, come on, going over to the UK is gonna be church. Cause you learn as you go. So, he made it to the trilogy. So, you take the data from the trilogy. First of all, understand there's no other fighter in the heavyweight division. That's Tyson Fury, first and foremost. And up to that point, Deontay Wilder pretty much destroyed majority of the top names in the heavyweight division. So now that he won't be facing Tyson Fury for a fourth time, who's next for him? We need that protection over there across the pond. We need to get a hold of that. We need to get a hold of Joshua Usyk. For Deontay Wilder to come back and fight Usyk, man, people watch that shit. They say, oh, damn. They ain't going to be talking crazy like they did before. If he comes back and fight Usyk or Joshua, they're going to be like, okay, cool. We want to see this. Joshua has 2 losses too now. People can sit up here and say, oh, he's the best that ever lived. When we talk about Anthony Joshua, we put him in a conversation on Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and all the other greats that contended in that squared circle. No, it's not going to be that. Herkovic's next in line for mandatory. Okay, Herkovic. Philippe Herkovic has a lot of hype behind him. It's a lot of people pushing Herkovic, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of people pushing that guy. I don't see the special, I don't know what the dynamic, what people looking at this guy. Because just like F.A. Ajagba, this dude haven't stepped up to some incredible competition, especially what Deontay Wilder's face. I think at this point in time, Herkovic, let me look something up right there. Herkovic, man, he needs to continue to fight to build this shit up. There's no need for Deontay Wilder to come back and start shopping at the Goodwill. You know what I'm saying? All those millions, why are you going to come back and shop at Goodwill when you select a fighter? So Philippe Herkovic, I'm looking at this month, and the WBC, Philippe Herkovic is ranked number 13 in the WBC. So he's far down the, even the WBA. WBA has Deontay Wilder ranked number 7th. Herkovic is not even in the WBA. IBF, Herkovic is ranked number 3. He's ranked 3 in the IBF. And then let's see the WBO. He's ranked number 12th. So in between time, you got Michael Hunter, Jolly Wang, Marek Gassiev, of course, Joe Joyce. We just seen Tony Yoka come in there and just get touched up like it's cool, molested. We seen Luis Ortiz go through his drama with Charles Martin. I don't think Deontay Wilder should come back and give Luis Ortiz a trilogy. Not when you won 2-0. So let's exclude him, scratch him off the list. Andy Ruiz, he can get it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, anybody with the last name Fury, can get it. Hughie Fury. Anthony Joshua. Joseph Parker, Joe Joyce. Just around that. I don't think he should really dip in the bottom half Even though some of these fighters I just mentioned is in the bottom half of some of the sanctioning bodies, still, you know what I'm talking about. And then what's amazing, right? Shout out to the ATL, man. Look, Dakari Scott, who trains out of Mustafa's gym, right? Here's another U.S. heavyweight that's coming up, right? Dakari Scott is ranked number 15th in the WBA. The reason why this is another one of those moments is because he is growing in the sport. He of course is building up his resume too. But knowing where they started at, you know what I'm saying? Looking back on where they started at though, just where they was training over in Decatur, just where they was training, and he wasn't even professional to him on a whole nother level, right now. And Coach Mustafa's gym is on a whole nother level. His attendance, his freaking pupils are on a whole nother level up in there. I mean, it went from very few to many. You talk about somebody who's hosting classes, who has a different facility right now. But Dakari Scott, man, shout out the Mack truck, sitting at number 15 on this. Man, Dakari Scott is sitting at number 15 because he fought for the WBO, I mean the WBA NABO title. So I guess for the WBO, it's just like the WBC. You got to fight for the WBC Intercontinental. So big salute to you, man. Big salute to you. Goddamn, continue to run on diesel. And man, we looking for that fight because let me see. Where's Jared Anderson? Jared Anderson, of course, has been fighting on TV, doing his thing. And that's another US heavyweight that I don't know who's gonna have. I don't know what two fighters are gonna cross paths. I don't know if Takari and Jared Anderson will ever cross paths. I don't know, man. Not right now. But Jared Anderson, I don't even see him in any sanctioning body. In any sanctioning body. I see the Dakari Mack Truck Scott. I see the Dakari on this mother. Shout out the Mack truck on the motherfucking official list, bro. That ran across my IG timeline. I was like, so it didn't dawn on me. He's like, I'm ranked this. I remember when he won the title and everything, but man, that's a good look, man. The car is right here in the A, man, in Decatur. Shout out to Coach Mustafa. Y'all keep on doing y'all thing over there, man. Damn. Salute to you, man. If AJ, let me see, no money in Kanaki fight, knock Buatsi out after he beat Yoka, man, Yoka be a nice little touch for Deontay Wilder because he was getting touched up his last fight. So Deontay is gonna touch him a little bit different though. You know what I'm saying? He got that ambient, he got that ambient layer on his gloves. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fast absorbing. It ain't time release, goddamn it. It's immediate. Herkovic is next in line for the WBO mandatory. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Of course, a lot of us that rock with boxing wants to see Philippe take that step up because a lot of people have been talking about him for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's a bad boxer. It's just he give us that typical European type. He kind of has this robotic. He really don't have any style that piques my attention that I'm ranting and raving about. FA verse Wilder will be fireworks. Remember, when your homie in the hood has MA this for 4th of July, that's Wilder's punching FA. It'll be fireworks, but I won't want to see that fight, to be honest. Because I just look at him fighting Tyson Fury 3 times. FA job is not even on that level just yet. Real talk. Like, Wilder, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back like a boss and be like, this is who I want to fight. He ain't trying to fight somebody that don't make money. You know what I'm saying? And he's been on PPV, you know. Wilder will fold FA like a wet envelope for real. Mail, please. Herkovic is next in line for the WBO. Ajagba effed up when he left running Shields. I couldn't understand why he made the sudden switch. Just because you run in trouble with an opponent, why switch out trainers? And not only that, he not just switched out running Shields, did he? Then he when he had that poor performance, he switched. So he went from PBC to top rank, didn't he? I think he left PBC and went to top rank. They let him go. You know what I'm saying? So he went over there. And then they fed him Frank Sanchez or something. God damn. Top rank say, I ain't fucking around with y'all, man. You want to come over here and think it's sweet? You got Frank Sanchez. Show us what you got, big guy. FA was like, hey, man, he won't stop moving, man. I don't know what to do. He won't stop moving. You got them land your power shots. Land them now, FA. Else you're giving the fight away. You're blowing it, son. I don't know what to do. See, Deontay will be there for him. He's not going to move around like Frank Sanchez. I remember Wilder come in for Sky Sports, Joshua versus Klitschko in 2017. Yep. He said he wants to fight in Wembley one day. Yep. You're right, Mo. You're right. I remember speaking about that fight. I said, it's not like Wilder haven't been in the presence of Anthony Joshua before, because it was this big deal with Anthony Joshua. He didn't want Deontay Wilder ringside and all that. And I'm saying to myself, come on. He was commentating your fight. Like, come on. Y'all was trying to build that shit up. So, of course, he would like to fight in Wembley. That would be huge, man. And I think it'll do good numbers now. You know why, Mo? Because him and Anthony Joshua both have 2 losses on their resume. You know what I'm saying? To champions. You know what I'm saying? To champions, rather it's, in cruiserweight or what? You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz was a former champion. You know what I'm saying? He didn't defend his belts. He's a former champion. Goddamn Alexander Usyk, cruiserweight champion, now unified. So we all know that they have a fight coming up. We don't know what's going to become of it, but both Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua lost to champions. If that, the compliment it a little bit, build it up a little bit. Herkovic is gonna fight Alan Bavick. I like that fight between. That's been talked about a lot too. Bavick, in my opinion, reminds me of Isak Cruz sometime. Like, he does the same thing over and over again. He thinks his power is just gonna, it's like we talk about Deontay Wilder power, but Bavick is not possessing that type of power. But what he does have as a fighter, he tends to use it up very quickly. He wants to go to the well over and over again. Like, he wants to try to get on the inside, make it dirty, and go to the well a lot of times. A lot of people been talking about Herkovic Bavick. I hope they make that fight. You know what I'm saying? Bavick is a bit short. So let me see how that's gonna work out. Filip Herkovic hasn't done nothing in the pros, but has an impressive amateur career. Yeah, man, he needs to get that pro career. He needs to get the cylinders firing so people can pay attention to him. He still has a little bit going for him right now. He ain't took a L yet. If AJ beats Usyk, he's fighting Fury for undisputed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll try to make that fight. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, I know a lot of people on here, Mo. don't think AJ is going to get his titles back because we all seen what happened with Andy Ruiz. They brought that man back over there. Andy was sincerely overweight, and he was slow as a turtle with three shells and two legs. He was just putting around the ring. He didn't even give us that same intensity or aggressiveness that he gave the first fight, and he wasn't in one that type of shape. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even there mentally, in my opinion, to go back in there and stop Joshua from just having a comfortable payday. So Joshua went back in and performed the way he did, to his own pace, cadence. He took his time, boxed on the outside, and he got his belts back. Easy work. Andy Ruiz, man, he's just a disappointment being the first Mexican heavyweight champion like that, man. Come on. Yoke was a big disappointment. The disappointment losing again. Martin Bacoli, yeah. I remember when Dion was telling me about that fight. He say, I think he said your boy Yoka getting touched up. I say, shit, that ain't my boy. Shit. I like Wilder versus Joe George. Yeah, man, they're about the same age, man. I'm not sure how old Wilder is now. I know he's like 35, I think 35 or 36. But Joe Joyce, he's fast tracking. So Joe Joyce is about what, 33, 34? They both got some height on them or whatever. That'd be a good fight, man. That'd be a good fight right there. Seriously, that'd be a good fight. Jared Anderson still a baby. Yeah, Jared Anderson has a lot of people in the US, you know, that want him to, they put him as the next big US heavyweight. When you have other heavyweight, but him and Dakari Scott, they coming up sooner or later. I know that shit's gonna cross the desk. They gonna say, "Hey, we have these two youngins, man. They used to be youngins. They not anymore. And you want to put them in the ring together and see who's the better man." You know, Jerry Anderson's already fighting on Top Rank. He's fighting on TV. That's where Dakari Scott is hoping to be. You know what I'm saying? He's hoping to be right with Jerry Anderson at. Picking up some wins, dog. A jobber got too arrogant. Life lessons: always remain humble. Dang, y'all think he was too arrogant? I think that was just his African. I did feel some type of way about a jogger when he commented on Deontay Wilder wearing African garb, right? And I explained to my audience, right? I say when I was in the military, Africans were some of the most racist people I dealt with. Africans will try to f over the American blacks with ease. I'm not. It ain't no. Oh man, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna do this. No, man. They had something against. Man, I swear to God, like this dude said, you got freckles. You don't even know who's in your family tree. You got freckles. Look at the shape of your nose. You didn't come from where we come from. We grew up with machete. Man, I can't tell you how many wars was between American blacks and Africans in the military when the conversation arose. They had a lack of respect, bro. They didn't want us doing, anything about their culture. None of that. They say we don't know anything about that. They try to say, "Oh, we had it nice over here," and all this other shit. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. There's some bad places over here too. You can get out the mud over here too. Joe Joyce ain't no risk. He's too slow. He is, man. He got the height on Dion, and plus he used to be a former kickboxer, right? He got some athleticism to him. Andrew Charles on deck. Salute to you, my brother. WCS salute. Babbitt has heart. He'll fight to the end. Him against Herkovic, big fight in Croatia. Yeah, that'll be a good fight, man. Like I said, I like that matchup. I don't know how many panels, when I was frequenting those channels that was talking about, Herkovic and Babbitt fighting, and it will be a good matchup. But when it comes to heavyweight having having heart fighting to the end. Does he have the cardio to keep up? Can he sustain that punching power from Philippe Herkovic? I mean that just goes into question when you're talking about heavyweight. Like a fighter can have power, but what about that cardio? What about them cylinders? You know what I'm saying? What about your engine? It's heavyweight boxing. Anything is possible. I don't know, man. I don't know. For some matchups, yeah, but I just don't think anything's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like anything's possible, Deontay would have lost way before he did. He would have lost the other names outside of Tyson Fury. Anything possible. The reason why I say that is that they was up there criticizing Deontay Wilder's technical skill set, but then the anything happened never happened. Like who did it? You got to tell me who did it. Luis Ortiz hurt him in the seventh round. He couldn't finish it. That was in their first fight. He couldn't finish it. And then people like to brag and boast that he was up in the fight. Look, I know people want to think that anything happened when they stepped into the rematch, but that wasn't anything. It was just Deontay just pacing and just going about his old business. He knew he was gonna land that right hand, and then when he chose to damn send it, he sent it. He was never in no trouble. I was at the fight. He was never in no trouble in that fight. He was never in trouble with Luis Ortiz. It just Ortiz came out. He wanted to win, and then the right hand landed, and you saw the back spray come off Luis Ortiz as if his soul. They was making a ghost movie right there that night. It's just like his soul left his body with that back spray from the sweat, and like his soul came out and went into the rafters and shit. That anything can happen. I don't know. Anything can happen. What's a fight? Anything can happen. Anything can happen with Joe George, Daniel Dubois. Anything can happen. We was thinking Dubois would be like, okay, let me move my head. Let me try to get in close on Joe George. He's not that fast. But what did he do? He just allowed that jab to become anything can happen. Anything can happen with the jab continue to land on the same eye over and over again. To the point Daniel Dubois' eyes started cussing him out. He said, man, dude, we supposed to be family. I just feel like I'm being abused right now. You don't give a fuck about me. You understand? This dude is literally touching your eye, touching me with the same punch over and over again. You're just going to let me get beat on like that? Move. Else I'm not going to be able to provide you what you want. When you go to get that medicals and they ask you your eye test, I ain't going to be able to see shit, dog. Because you're letting yourself just stand there while this dude beat the fuck out of me. That ain't cool. I thought we was better than that. Jerry activity has fallen off recently. Hopefully he's still in the gym rat because he was in the best shape of his life last time I saw him. How can it's just the mid part of 2022, man. Man, I saw Jerry Anderson at the last fight I saw Jerry Anderson at. I don't think it was when he came out in the outfit. It was at another fight. Was it Lomachenko fight? It might have been Lomachenko, Richard Comey. He looking in great shape, dog. Real talk. He looked in great shape. So I don't care about the hiatus as long as he's in the gym and he's not gaining that weight. Because when he was starting out, he was picking up weight out the weight, and I think that's always a deal with the heavyweights. Some of these heavyweights, man, come on now, they have a different scale than most. You can come in there and your opponent weigh 220, and then one fighter weigh 220 and the other one weigh 270. That's just the law of the land at heavyweight, bro. Look at Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller at one point in time, he weighed over 300 pounds. and he was still in there punching. And we were saying to ourselves, how can he punch with all that damn weight? And come to find out, he was dirty. You know what I'm saying? He's probably dirty. Plenty of fights before that too, but he was over 300 pounds, and he was continuing to damn keep that punch output. Ortiz stamina went after the barrage in the 7. He was done there for the taking. I just still remember that night when I'm not going to mention this boxing group name, but they was Wilder haters for real. I mean, not just Wilder haters, but they was just to a point where you would think they did yard work around Wilder's home, and they found some shit, You know what I'm saying? They found something they feel they can blackball him with. I don't know what the fuck was going on over that group. You know what I'm saying? They saw him doing something that was outside of any type of morals and principle boxing has. But when Luis Ortiz heard him, man, that chat was going so insane. People was like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. We told you he sucked. He ain't this, he ain't that. The chat was going ballistic, man. You couldn't even really read the comments because the comments was rotating that quick. And for 41, 42 seconds, Luis Ortiz dropped bombs on Wilder. Bombs. He still couldn't get him up out of there. Uh-oh, it's done. And we all seen what happened after that. Jarrell Miller versus Wilder. Velocity, come on, bro. I know it's late. You think, I don't know, man. I don't know. Wilder look out for his people. I don't know, man. Wilder might say yeah. Because he gave Luis Ortiz the opportunity. Ortiz had popped dirty. He gave him the opportunity to feed his family. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Jarrell Miller, he had like 15 different substances. That's just too much. He had a trash can of shit, dog. It's just like, just put a blindfold. Just reach down there carefully. Whatever you pick out, that's what's going in your system, okay? It's all enhancement. That seems like what Jarrell Miller was doing. He's just reaching down there, goddamn finding shit. Okay, this good? Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Wilder might give it to him. I don't know. I don't look. It'll be all bad for Jarrell Miller. Because for one, there's no way you're gonna convince me that you're gonna have the same motor. You're gonna run on the same motor with that weight, because he's a big guy. You're gonna run that same motor like you did when you was on PEDs. It's not gonna happen, bro. And we all know Jarrell Miller don't have power. We all know that. The consensus all in favor. Yeah, he don't have power, dog. He don't have power. So imagine him off of PEDs. Imagine if he don't have that stamina that he had when he was on the juice. No. The juice says. Jared should focus on being mean and lean. He is, man. You didn't see him last time on TV? He had a 6-pack, man. Yeah, Miller be a good fight. Thomas Sellowell beef. He was on everything respectfully. Respectfully, man, he was on everything, dog. What are you talking about? Everything respectfully. It ain't no respect in that. Man, he threw away what? What he supposed to get with Joshua? He threw away millions, didn't he? He came in there all juiced up and shit. He threw away millions, bro. Millions in that shit. But one thing I respect about Jarrell Miller, man, like I tell you, you meet these fighters in person, you get a different sense than what you do just from remotely talking about him and seeing what the media put out. But when I talked to him, I ain't never talked to this dude a day in my life. When I saw him in Newark, I didn't even really bring up this, that. I said, what do you got to say to your fans? You can see the interview on my YouTube. And he just told me. He said, I fucked up. This, that, and the other. I could have dropped a dime on many people, but I didn't. This, and this. You know what I'm saying? He was talking this shit. I said, okay. He didn't have to tell me that. I didn't even ask and say, hey, Jarrell Miller, since, what's going on with you? Since you was suspended for multiple, PEDs being in your system. When can we see you back in the? I ain't say none of that. He just gave it to me. He gave me the drop, and I respect him for that because he didn't run from it. He said that he fucked up. He admitted that he fucked up. And from my understanding, he's due back in the ring this year. He attempted to get some type of reprieve from his suspension, but they was like, "No, you're gonna serve the rest of it out, and that's gonna be that." So we should see him back in the square. I'd be highly surprised if Deontay come back. Let me see. Oh, well, if you look at it, Deontay coming back and Jarrell's been suspended, it wouldn't be such a bad fight. You know what I'm saying? Jarrell's been suspended. Deontay's been out since his last tough fight against Fury. Yeah, that'll be a good matchup. Seriously. Or about 8 million. God damn. Ugh, that's sick. That's worse. That's worse than the worst stomach ache, dog. That's worse than diarrhea, man. You just gave up 8 million? That could have changed your life. Imagine he would have got 8 million. I don't think we would have seen Jarrell Miller back in the ring until now. He would have been another Andy Ruiz, I'm telling you. I seriously think so. I think Jarrell Miller would have got that 8 mil, man. I think he would have been another Andy Ruiz. 8 million is a lot of freaking money. Damn. But man, it's goddamn on Thursday right now, ain't it? Shit. I gotta bounce, people. I would give a bomb squad, but I ain't trying to blow no blood vessel. A goddamn, catch a hernia and shit. But man, shout out to Team Bomb Squad once again. Tuscaloosa on deck. Stand up. You got a real one on, sitting there at the River Center, the Rest Center, or what have you. Distinct pleasure to be able to be a part of that. I got some pictures I'm going to be putting up on IG. I just didn't have time to go through them this evening because I just got back. But yeah, salute to everybody who came in the building, man. As always, support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button on the way out. Share the content if you so pleased, and turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.